did it start? So, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. It was my first time actually DMing something, so it was really stressful. There was absolutely no way I could have been handling production stuff and OBS by myself. So very grateful to Rhea for doing the OBS, because I was doing all the Discord DMing. There's a lot, and so you might have heard me in the background typing frantically, because that's like me going into people's channels and being like, you can do this, and then here's some tips and tricks if you need them, and here's me spreading a bunch of little information around in all of your channels. Everyone had their own private categories, so it was just a bunch of bouncing around in the Discord, and then also trying to listen to them and then see where I can facilitate their conversations better. But they did a really good job. I didn't have to do a lot of pushing. I just let them do their thing, and they naturally came to their own conclusions and own thoughts. We were kind of worried after the test match, because the test run went in hour overtime, and we're like, oh no, what if our run ends up going massively overtime too? Going to be terrible and horrible if it goes incredibly overtime. But it did not go overtime this run. It actually was super ahead of estimated. We had a timeline, a very, very detailed timeline that was like, we need to be here by this time and we need to be here by this time, otherwise we're not going to end on time. We were actually super ahead of those estimates, and then it was getting messy at the end, because so I suppose since everyone already knows that Liz was the killer and then Fauna killed her, except Fauna wanted to kill her when the lights went off, but thankfully Bae locked Fauna's room. No, it was Nerissa. Nerissa locked the room that Fauna was in. Yeah! So, Fauna was like, can I shoot Liz? Or is that not allowed because the room is locked? And then I'm like, frantically messaging Rhea, who's operating OBS, going like, oh my god, Fauna wants to kill Liz, and if Fauna kills Liz, it puts us way ahead of time, and we might have to end early, but the merch has to go out at this time. And then my manager is like, you have to draw it out. I don't think we can make it earlier. I'm like, oh no, oh Jesus. It was looking really, really dire at that moment, which is why the timer disappeared, is because we were trying to kill time. And thank God that Nerissa locked the room, and then Fauna even brought it up, and she's like, so I can't do that? And I'm like, yes, you can't do that, but you can do it when you get back into the lobby. So we went back into the lobby. They were yapping. I'm happy that they were so desperately yapping with each other. They seemed like they were having fun, and I was like, yes, time killing. And then it was a pretty big problem too, because Kronii had flashed everyone with her flashlight earlier in the game, which put a lot of suspicion on Nerissa. And then I knew once Liz was gone, Nerissa would be soon after, because of all the suspicion that was placed on her. And we were just way too ahead on time that we really needed we really needed them to just talk to each other. Everyone was so mean to me. And then what I didn't expect was that Kronii would start flashing every single person in the lobby. And then that was when I was like, okay, but does everyone consent? It was a time. It was a lot of problem solving in the moment. I had a great time though. My first time actually DMing something. It's such a wonderful group of people.